Hey everybody, welcome to our YouTube channel, or my YouTube channel. This is our very first live stream here on the channel. And tonight we're going to be discussing Super Bowl 58 and our predictions for that game. Before we get started, though, I want to introduce my friend Brandon and his wife Miranda right down here. Say hi, everybody. How you guys doing tonight?
Hi.
Yeah. So, general thoughts. What are you guys thinking about this Super Bowl the night before the big game?
I wish I was out in Vegas.
Oh gosh, yeah, wouldn't that be nice? I ain't got no money to blow though.
$9,000 a ticket.
We got friends out there though. We could be just hanging out.
$9,000 a ticket? Are you serious?
Yeah.
Is that the cheap seats?
That was any seat.
I don't know about the cheap seats. I don't know how much cheaper that is, but like I seen this thing where they were saying that some San Francisco fans couldn't even afford tickets to go.
Really?
And yeah.
And they're just not too far from there either. That's a shame.
Yeah. And then we seen the thing about the suites. They were up to like $1 million.
Yeah.
For some of these, for some of the suites out there. So there's that.
But the food looked good.
Yeah. All right. Well, I kind of thought it would be kind of fun to first of all, we've already got a friend of ours who used to be on our channel who's already lobbying for a job. We put out the notification on Facebook and Twitter that we were going to be doing this live stream tonight. And our fun facts and trivia guru Mike is already begging for a job, as he said he was looking forward to bringing back the old segment. But
that was fun.
Yeah. He decided to send us some cool little tidbits. I thought it'd be kind of fun to share with everybody. So here's that. Right here. Hold on just a second. All right, there we go. So this is the Super Bowl winners from 1968 until currently.
You see how many times Pittsburgh's on there?
We're about to go over that actually.
Calm down.
The only one that's not on this list is the 1967 Super Bowl I winner, and that was the Green Bay Packers. For whatever reason, it started at 68. But yeah, for the last 57 years or so, they're on this screen. So yeah, unfortunately, the losers are not on here, but we are going to get into the records here in just a second. But what's the first thing that jumps out to you on this? Obviously, Miranda mentioned Pittsburgh being on here quite a bit.
Colts are there twice. That's all I care about.
Yeah, twice. Yeah. But yeah, the Cowboys obviously are on there a lot. The San Francisco 49ers are on there a lot. And this is why. Here's every Super Bowl team's record, or at least the record for everybody in the league, the amount of times they've gone to the Super Bowl. Guess who's at the top of that list, Miranda? Is the Steelers. Yeah. They got the best winning percentage for a team that's gone to the Super Bowl. Now, interestingly enough, I'm pretty sure Miranda, for reasons we'll get into here in a little bit, is not looking forward to seeing the Chiefs win tomorrow. But you might have a reason to cheer for them at least a little bit, because if you notice here, the San Francisco 49ers, if they win tomorrow, they tie Pittsburgh as the leader in this category.
Oh, wow.
Oh.
So I just thought that was an interesting little bit of tidbit there. So does that
change? I'll tell you what I am looking forward to. Taylor Swift's next song.
Really? Well, I see where you're going with this. You think it's going to be about a breakup per se?
Yeah, probably.
All right. That notwithstanding, there's another little thing here I want to show here. I don't know if you guys saw the colored logo theory that was going around. That those who were on the logo were in the game were, yeah. Well, technically, it's not busted after all, because the logo with the San Francisco 49ers and Taylor Swift's album still technically works in this theory. It's not busted after all. So I thought that was kind of fun.
Absurd.
So now, if we're going on past record on this logo theory, though, the team's color that is on the bottom has been the winner the last 2 years. So that would appear to be the Chiefs would be winning tomorrow. So we'll have to wait and see if that holds true. Anybody got a theory about who could be in next year's game based on the purple and the green? Could it be
I think they'll give it to the Ravens and the Seahawks.
Yeah, that's a light green, that's for sure. I've heard Ravens, I've heard I go against Seahawks would be about the only one. But then if you did like the Vikings, you do the Vikings, you could do the Jets, you can I guess the Packers on the NFC side you can still do as well against the Ravens.
That's more of a neon green though. I'd say Seahawks.
That's very true. I mean, it very well But anyway, I just thought that was a little bit of a fun little tidbit because I know everybody's like, "Oh, well, that theory's busted now. It's no longer a thing because it didn't work because you got 2 red teams in there." But technically, if you go by Taylor's album, we are still in the running here. So we'll see if that actually holds true.
So by that logic, it is literally the San Francisco 49ers versus the Kansas City Taylor Swifts.
Listen. Yeah.
I'm reading Elon's book, and he says nothing happens by chance.
Well, I mean, I don't always believe in coincidence, so I don't. That's very true. Let's see here. So it is interesting to note that this Super Bowl is a rematch of Super Bowl 54, which also featured the Kansas City Chiefs versus the San Francisco 49ers. In that game, the Kansas City Chiefs won 31-20. Interestingly enough, it's the same head coach for both teams. There's a different quarterback here. So let's break down these 2 teams here real quick. The Kansas City Chiefs, head coach Andy Reid against San Francisco coach Kyle Shanahan. Who would you consider would have the edge on that?
Andy Reid.
Yeah, I would tend to agree. Andy Reid. Speaking of Andy Reid, do you think if he wins, a lot of rumors going around that he could retire this season after this game?
I bet he does.
Yeah,
he's tired of Taylor Swift too.
He's ready to. Boy, well, if you can't tell, I'm sensing an anti-Taylor Swift thing going on here.
No, not at all.
No, not at all. Not at all. That's okay. I mean, I have my issues with the situation, which we'll get into in a minute too.
So, I listen to Pat's show all the time, and this was one of the theories that they had came up with as far as Andy Reid goes. If Andy Reid decides, win or lose, that he's done, then who could they go with? I mean, obviously, the name that they threw around was Belichick. Could you see Belichick in Kansas City?
I mean, he ain't going to have a better opportunity to win, I wouldn't think.
I mean,
obviously, there's no other coaching positions open now anyway. But
no, and I'd hate to see him ruin Patrick Mahomes.
Well, see, that's the thing too. I mean, it as much as I hate to say it, it almost fit because I mean, Brady was a top tier quarterback that took Belichick to a lot of championships. For a long time, I used to think it was Belichick who was kind of, and Brady was kind of in the system of Belichick, and that was the reason why Brady was having all the success. Now I feel like it's more Brady was the reason why Belichick was having all the success. Because Brady went to Tampa Bay, won another Super Bowl. I think he even went to another one, and Belichick's not done anything. Now, granted, he's not had a lot to work with, but
that's what I was going to say.
Yeah, chemistry is a lot.
Yeah, Mac Jones is a far cry from Tom Brady. Let's be honest.
Oh, yeah. So,
clearly. You got to see what he had to work with, but you could still see his defense was still his defense. I mean, he's a defensive coach. So, his defense held up. I think it was a fair mix between you had a quarterback who could do what you needed him to do, and he had a defense that could help him do that. You work that out?
First live stream, ladies and gentlemen. All right.
You all right?
It's all good.
Didn't know it was going to do that.
So I think though, if you give him somebody he can work with, like Patrick Mahomes, then yeah, those 15 wins that he needs, he'll get them.
Yeah, I can't remember the exact number, but I know he's
15.
He's approaching Don Shula or something like that. I can't remember
Don Shula's record. Yeah.
Can't remember. I know that there was another coach in there too for the all-time wins list, but he's getting up there and close to it. I don't know if he's going to get an opportunity with any teams, or he may just right off into the sunset. Let's wait and see. But yeah, now as for Kyle Shanahan, I think he's a great young coach as well. I'm sure he's not going anywhere after the way that team's performed in recent memory. But yeah, I would definitely give the edge to Andy Reid just on experience, if nothing else. I mean, he's proven it.
Let me ask you a question then, real quick before. So, I know you've probably heard all the noise around Brock Purdy and him not being good, quote unquote.
Cam Newton definitely said as much.
No, he's not the only one. I mean, he said the same thing about Jalen and I think it was Jalen or it was another.
It might have been. I don't know for sure.
I can't remember. But a lot of the talking points is basically he's a system guy. Right. So if you take him out of that Shanahan system, would he do well anywhere else? So some people have these expectations of him, though they want to see him hit certain criteria, and he's done certain things, but they're talking like, well, if he didn't have IU, blah blah blah. But the same can be said for a lot of quarterbacks. If he didn't, if everybody compares him to Patrick Mahomes, because whether you like Patrick or not, he is kind of that standard. I mean, he does things that not many quarterbacks can do. The same thing with Lamar. That's why he won the MVP 2 times. You know what I mean? Lamar made do with what he had. And then you had Zay Flowers, who became one hell of a receiver for him.
Yeah, he's going to be great.
He had Odell, who is he the same Odell as he was? No, but he still can do those same Odell things. But the same thing goes for what Patrick Mahomes, his situation. The Chiefs at the beginning of the year were not what the Chiefs normally look like.
No, right? They didn't look good at all for a lot of this season.
But Patrick Mahomes was able to use them still, move them along. Brock Purdy, he was in a situation where he had Ayuk, Debo Samuels, and then they added Christian McCaffrey. How was that his fault? You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You still need him to deliver that ball. You still need him to put that ball in certain places, and he can do that effectively.
Yeah.
So, I guess my counter argument to him being this system guy or whatever is he still has to perform. And he still does perform. Are there mistakes? Yeah. Name one quarterback that hasn't made mistakes.
Yeah, everybody does at some point.
So
even Mahomes.
Mm-hmm. I just wanted to get your take on.
Yeah. Well, and I know everybody likes to talk about how Brock Purdy was Mr. Irrelevant in the draft. And I cannot think of now that maybe I'm wrong on this, but I can't think of a single quarterback who's ever gone to a Super Bowl as Mr. Irrelevant in the draft. I can't think of I can't think of many players at all who have been relevant at being drafted at Mr. Irrelevant, the very last pick. So the fact that he's leading a team to a Super Bowl.
Wasn't Tom picked 7th round?
I don't think. Well, I can't remember exactly what round, but he wasn't the last pick in the draft. I know that.
No, he wasn't the very.
But he was a late round, yes, for sure. No, I mean, if I'm talking, obviously, who has the edge at quarterback, it's Pat Mahomes. But I still think that if last year, when Brock Purdy and every quarterback on the 49ers got hurt, had Purdy not got hurt last year, we could have been seeing this matchup in the Super Bowl 2 years in a row because they were right there. But unfortunately,
and they made that statement too about the Philadelphia game that they lost, and they were like, the only reason we lost because Purdy got hurt, and Philly was like, whatever, and then what did they do to Philly?
Yeah.
So
yeah, I mean, I honestly don't know exactly how this game is going to go tomorrow, but I would definitely give so far the edge to the Kansas City Chiefs at quarterback and coach. Now, what about the running back position? You've got Isaiah Pacheco, who's been running great. Let's be honest. He's looking outstanding. And of course, the aforementioned Christian McCaffrey, which they got in the draft last year, or not? They didn't draft. They traded for. No, they traded for him. Sorry. But McCaffrey's been playing out of his trades. Yeah, outstanding. Now it may work out for the Panthers eventually. I'm not sure what all they got for that trade, but it's maybe a little too early. So I don't know. But either way, this year though, McCaffrey's been playing great. I would personally give the edge to McCaffrey, partially because he was on my fantasy team, but I lost in the championship round, so I can't brag too much. Congratulations, Chris, if you're watching. But
yeah,
so
we watched that heartbreaker.
But do you think Pacheco or McCaffrey? What do you guys think?
I think for me, and I've seen Pacheco run this, and he runs hard, he runs fast, but Christian McCaffrey is more of a threat. He's passing lane and as a running back. So no matter what, like a lot of people say, you got to keep your eyes on 23.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I would have to. I tend to agree. So, what about the receivers? Now, in this one, I'm thinking that the edge clearly goes to the San Francisco 49ers here, based on name recognition and talent. I would say they got a lot of young receivers in Kansas City. I heard Rashee Rice actually had a minor injury this week. He got stepped on in practice. Coach Andy Reid said he's going to be okay. I think he's going to play. They did activate Sky Moore and another one of their receivers. I think they've been missing. But the problem with the Kansas City, Yes, that. Yeah, it might have been him. I can't remember. But the Kansas City Chiefs this year have had a difficult time with drops. A lot of that's due to the inexperience, I think. But they've definitely been playing well in the playoffs. But again, you got Deebo Samuel, Brandon Ayuk. I have a hard time not giving the edge to the San Francisco 49ers here.
Look, like I said, and Christian McCaffrey, you have to worry about him in the passing just as much as you have to worry about him as a rusher. So,
yeah,
as a running back. So, but you also, I mean, I know you're probably going to get to the next.
Yeah, we got one more thing. Yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah, we're getting into it. But yeah, so you in agreement with the 49ers?
I think the 49ers.
All right, cool. Well, we're probably a topic that Miranda really wants to talk about is the tight ends. George Kittle and Travis Kelce. Now, if you ask me, based on just
like tight ends,
yeah.
That's on me. That's on me. That's on me.
No,
my fault.
It's live, bro.
That's on me. Good. That's on me.
But if you're talking about a pure football standpoint, I call this a wash. I don't think Kelsey's that much, above Kittle.
No.
I mean,
Kittle. Don't get me wrong. Kelsey is very good at what he does. There's literally no design routes for him. He just kind of does his own thing. It's like him and Mahomes know where each other are. They know what's going on. But Kittle is electrifying to watch. He's entertaining as all get out too. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
But I think it's 1A, 1B for me when it comes to those two as tight ends. I think Shannon Sharp even said something about don't get me wrong, he loves Patrick too, but he also, yeah, I agree with you. I think they're both 1A, 1B for me.
Yeah. Well, I got a feeling I know who Miranda's going to take as her favorite tight end. But
yeah, I can't give Kelsey a fair assessment.
Yeah.
He's not thinking with his head either, so.
But yeah. So I guess that kind of leads into our. Well, I guess based on pure football, that's pretty even to me. You got to watch position in the tight end.
The best person win.
So I honestly don't know who's going to win this. This could go either way. I want the San Francisco 49ers to win just because there's players on that team who've never won it before. Obviously, the organization has. The Kansas City Chiefs, the players, the coaches, they've pretty much been there, done that at this point. The Chiefs have been in 4 out of the last 5 Super Bowls. They've won, I think it's 2 of them, if I'm not mistaken. And counting this year, 4 out of 5. So 3 out of the last 4. But part of me just, it's not that the Chiefs are always winning. That kind of like a lot of people say everybody hated the New England Patriots because they were always winning. I don't hate New England or the Kansas City Chiefs because they win. I have other issues with Kansas City long before the Taylor Swift stuff was happening. It's kind of just the arrogance a little bit of the attitude. It almost feels like a sense of entitlement. I don't know if that comes from winning. Maybe that's why that.
I think that is. I think that's part of it. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, it very well could be. Maybe it goes to their head.
Well, it's just like Philadelphia. I do not like Philadelphia, and that's because of the way their fans cheer and celebrate their wins.
Yeah. And I was the same way with New England. When New England, I remember there was one podcast I was listening to when the New England Patriots won a game by 30 points. And this New England fan was disappointed that they didn't win by more. I'm going, okay, you won the game by a lot, by the way, and you're upset. It's like, welcome to the rest of the league now, buddy, because
30 points is a lot in a football game.
Yeah, it's like, come on, guys, but so I guess if we're going to get right down to the elephant in the room, Taylor Swift. Okay. That is obviously the big talking point heading into this game.
Which is dumb because it shouldn't be.
No, it shouldn't be. And that's why I have an issue with it. It's not that I have a big problem with Taylor, because a lot of this stuff, in my opinion, isn't Taylor's fault per se, because it's not her fault that she's sitting in the stands, supporting her boyfriend. I got no problem with that. What it is the media's constant attention at it. That's what bothers me. So I have other issues with Taylor too. But
when Jessica Simpson did it,
yeah,
they made fun of her. They did the Jessica Simpson thing.
Mm-hmm.
This Taylor Swift thing is way too overblown.
It feels a lot more overblown.
Mm-hmm.
Not saying that wasn't pretty overblown at the time, but now it just, I mean, and granted, Taylor Swift is a much bigger star than Jessica Simpson.
Don't get me wrong. I know there's going to be a lot of celebrities at this game because it's the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
So sure, some of them probably will get shown on camera, but you won't get the frequency of. It's a combination of it's Kelsey's girlfriend and it's Taylor Swift. You know what I'm saying? Like, if it was any other celebrity that he was dating, you probably see her once. End of story.
Well, you know what? Maybe part of it is because him and his brother were at the Super Bowl together, and his mom, had to wear half and half.
But she's always done that.
Well, I know, but
I did get cracked up at the fact that Jason Kelsey, was shirtless, basically.
Yeah.
Look, which is crazy. But he definitely seems to me like the more likable brother. But I mean, I'm not saying Kelsey's probably not a bad guy. He probably
now hear me out, because I listened to the New Heights podcast, and they both are very entertaining to listen to. The story of where they came from and how they grew up is very relatable. Them going through what they went through. Was it rough? Yeah. I mean, if you were to listen to the story of it all, it's crazy. But to see where they went through, to see where they are now, great story.
Oh, yeah.
Jason being the older brother, he's going to support his little brother, and vice versa. Travis supports Jason in a lot of what he does and stuff too. So all this kind of sucks for Travis because he's just living his life.
Yeah.
Like I said, it could have been any other celebrity out there, and it wouldn't catch the press that it does. The reason why it catches the press that it is because Taylor is who she is.
Yeah. It's not so much about Kelsey, even though he's a superstar.
But hold on.
Right. Yeah.
Listen, hold on. Kelsey started pushing the jab.
Yeah.
Taylor's always been pushing political stuff. It's
But
not
that's
just
only
about
happened-
love.
That only
After.
happened after they started dating.
So how much money were they paid to push the jab and everything else?
Yeah. I mean,
So that's
and that's part of my problem with Taylor too, based on my political beliefs and things. Obviously,
she's holding a plate of Biden 2020 cookies, but she's not political.
and that's why a lot of people think that this whole thing with Kelsey could be manufactured. It's not even
It
real.
is.
Now
her next song's going to be a big hit.
I mean, it very well could.
And Kelsey's going to end up heartbroken.
Yeah. Well, that kind of leads me into my next little thought here.
Because he's not thinking with his brain.
What if the Kansas City Chiefs win? What is the over/under that he proposes to her at the end of this game?
There's already a commercial for it.
We already seen it. No, it wasn't a commercial. It was a press conference. It was one of the first things.
It's a commercial.
I thought it was going to be like every kiss begins with K or something. One of those deals.
And it goes to Kelsey.
Yeah, K stands for Kelsey. Every Swift begins with. I don't know.
All right. Okay.
K Swift. No, but from what I heard, they're taking bets in Vegas to see if he's actually going to do this. They bet on everything.
We seen it earlier. It was literally like a Swifty board to where people were betting on how many times she was going to be shown, how long she was going to be shown, and that's what drives a lot of people crazy, because you're taking away from what this is. This is a Super Bowl. This is
supposed to be an American sport.
Yeah.
And that's
being
overshadowed by.
You know what? If she wanted to do something for the team, then sing the national anthem, not the regular one, the real one.
Yeah. We'll get into that.
Get down there and hold the flag.
Yeah. But I mean, I don't know. At the end of the day, it's going to drive viewership. I understand that. And I get that's probably why they're focusing on it. It's not like they needed more viewership, though. It's a Super Bowl.
They gained a bunch of views. They gained a bunch of viewers.
Yeah, they did.
The flip side to this is there's a lot of people who were never into football who are now got introduced to football. And whether it's a short-term gain because she's there, I don't know.
But
will they stick around if she leaves? I don't know.
That's the hope. I did see a video where a father was like asking his little girl, what's a first down? How many yards do you have to get a first down? How many tries do they get? And she was answering all the questions. Why? Because Taylor Swift got her into the game. So in that regard, I have no problem with that. But I feel like maybe in most cases that's not going to lead to that. Maybe, but who am I to say? I don't know. But I don't know. Part of me is hoping for the 49ers to win purely for this reason, though. I'm not going to lie, because I'm just kind of like, I'm over it at this point. So yeah, we'll see how that goes. Until we move on to our next segment, let's check this out.
And I'll tell you what, I don't like San Francisco either.
Oh, wow. Well, she's in for a rough day tomorrow. So yeah, go team.
351! 351! Rover, sit! Hut! Hut!
I don't know why I had to add that in there.
First of all, I love that movie. Hands down, probably one of my favorite movies ever.
And that's the other thing we got to do, guys. We got to review movies.
Yeah, we're going to be doing that too here on the channel. Yeah. We'll get into that. What we're going to be doing on this channel more in the future as we get at the end of the rest of this podcast. So I guess Reba McEntire is going to sing the national anthem. I think Audra Day is their name, is going to sing the Black national anthem, I think. And then we're going to get into the halftime show as well. But what do you think about the pregame ceremonies? I'm under the personal belief. I know I'm not. There are going to be times probably on this channel moving forward where I could get political a little bit, just because politics is being introduced into everything, including movies and sports at this point. It's kind of hard to avoid it. But I'm just of the personal belief that if we're all Americans, there's one national anthem, and it's the national anthem, the Star Spangled Banner. I think America the Beautiful is also being played, but that kind of goes hand in hand with it. A part of me just doesn't see the appeal to it. I'm sorry, I just don't. But any opinions on that? Do you want to get into that or not? I mean, I kind of opened the door, but Brandon,
I'll tell you what.
Yeah.
We were listening to the pregame for the Trump rally today. And I can't remember her name, but Right Side Broadcasting journalist said at best, we all fall under one red, white, and blue. I don't care what color your skin is. Red, white, and blue.
Yeah. Well, I just remember Morgan Freeman many years ago once was asked on a podcast, if you want to get rid of racism, stop talking about it. Stop calling men white or black, or same with women, whatever. Stop
labeling people.
So the less you segregate like this, the less you're going to have it, in my opinion. Not everybody shares that opinion. I'm trying to be sympathetic to that, but at the same time, that's just kind of the way I feel about it. But yeah. All right. Well, let's move on to the halftime show.
The hallway here. We have another
One of my favorite scenes in that movie.
It's the commitment.
Because when he slams his head into that, whatever you call it, seat or whatever, everything just bam, face first, doesn't hit side face to avoid the nose either, right in there. So yeah,
it's the commitment.
Jim Carrey.
What makes it best is the
tutu.
Oh, the tutu.
The interview we watched the other day.
Yeah. I didn't know Dan Marino was from Pittsburgh.
Really? I didn't know that. Well,
he was on the Pat.
Marino was a little before my time in football. I didn't start watching football fully until about 2005 or 6.
You call yourself a fan?
Well, I watched Super Bowls before that. I didn't watch full seasons before that.
I already knew
right about you, man.
Hey, but I've been a Colts fan, through and through ever since.
And that's why we haven't won shit.
Oh, we won one Super Bowl since I've been rooting for him.
Shut up, Brandon. You weren't a Colts fan until 2006 or 7.
Ooh, ousted.
First of all, it was before that. You want to calm down?
No. You left Atlanta and was like, I think I'm just going to go to Colts since we're going to move to Indiana.
Oh,
she's not.
Well, I can't say too much. I didn't start rooting for him until Peyton Manning was there. So I guess I did root for him during the rougher years.
It's roundabout right though. When Peyton Manning showed up, I was like, hey, I'm a fan.
I'm living through the rougher years now at this point,
Listen,
though. So.
I had to live through Pittsburgh, Dallas, or Cleveland, and the only Cleveland was because of my stepfather.
You decided to get out of that, huh?
I was like, I don't like none of that. No, thank you. So like my family is either Dallas, Pittsburgh, which the majority of it is Pittsburgh, and then my stepdad, Cleveland. And I was like, yeah, I don't like none of those options. So, but by that time though, I did start to watch when Peyton started to play for when he got drafted to the Colts, and then that's when I started to watch the Colts.
So I never asked Miranda, or at least I don't remember. Why did you start rooting for Pittsburgh?
I went to a Pittsburgh game while my mom was pregnant with me, and I've been a fan ever since.
Oh, how the hell did you know if you weren't even there? That's just like saying, yeah, I was
there.
at Disney. That's like me saying, yeah, I was at Disney World.
It was like Anaya being a fan of Big Splash.
Crazy.
It's like Anaya.
Anaya's a fan of water.
Because we went swimming right after.
Their daughter.
Okay.
For those who don't know.
All right, let's calm down.
Well, but I mean, so since birth, before birth, actually. But,
Yeah.
You know, so all right, cool. Yeah,
I was raised that way.
She was born into it.
Yeah, I mean, I think I just was Colts because they were popular, and I live in Indiana.
We live between Cleveland and Pittsburgh.
Yeah,
and I hated Cleveland.
Well, and to be fair, they've not made it easy for those fans. They did better this year, but
there was Pittsburgh, Cleveland, and then Cincinnati. Like everybody forgets about Cincinnati, and it's because they weren't good.
I thought about Cincinnati since I lived in Indiana,
Yeah, I guess, yeah. But it'll be wrong to say, oh yeah, I'm a Bengals fan now, and it's only because of Joe Burrow. Like, I will say this though, I told Miranda earlier, I don't know if you caught any of the Pro Bowl, but
very, very little.
That CJ Stroud and Chase connection, not good for anybody involved.
As a Colts fan, I am not looking forward to the years that we've got to face CJ Stroud. I agree with Pat McAfee. Get out the South. Get out of the South. I really believe. Because, I mean, if Anthony Richardson is not able to overcome his injury risk, and he's not what is advertised, we're going to have a rough decade, I think, ahead of us, unfortunately. Well, that kid. Now, who knows? Like I told you the other day at work, Cam Newton started off great too, and all of a sudden he just fell off a cliff. So
yeah, I don't think that's going to happen with CJ because he was. Good
you just never know.
Fucking college.
Yeah, so I don't know. We'll see how that goes. Speaking of halftime, though, Usher. Any thoughts about Usher?
Yeah, Usher, bro. Like, look,
I don't think I can name you a single Usher song.
Oh wow.
Sorry, I can't help it.
Well, look, Brandon will sing them all to you tomorrow night, I'm sure.
I got
you, great. Karaoke time.
Yeah. Make me wanna, you know what I mean? Usher goes back for me because, like, that was a pivotal time in my teenage years when Usher was around. You know what I mean?
You're breaking through the fourth wall here.
But yeah, I mean, I don't know. I mean, I'm sure the halftime show will be good.
It's gonna be dope, bro.
Sometimes, I mean, it's always a spectacle. I mean,
I love last year's.
Who was it last year?
Dre.
Was it last year? I didn't remember if it was a couple years ago. I don't remember. I did like that one because I mean, those were
last year
guys I listened to in high school.
Wasn't last year The Weeknd, or was that the year before?
Yeah, it sounds right.
That one was weird. Because his face was all whatever that was.
Yeah. I left her mic on. It's all good. It's all good. But yeah, so I mean, I don't know. I'm sure I'll enjoy it, but I'm just not like okay. And you know me, I'm very bad with like song titles and artists. But if I hear a song, I'll be like, oh yeah, I know that song.
Yeah, he'll be
terrible.
Miranda, he'll be over in the corner doing this shit.
Yeah, I'll be like getting the shoulders going. You know?
You gotta get the shoulders.
Gotta get it going. You know, you gotta little shivvy. So yeah,
all shoulders, bro. All shoulders.
All shoulders. Yeah. So it'll be a fun time either way. But I'll tell you what.
The thing I'm in the kitchen doing this shit.
Yeah. Speaking of which, if you want a good drinking game, every time they show Taylor Swift, take a shot.
You'll die of alcohol poisoning.
Yeah.
Everybody's got to work on Monday, so take it easy. Everybody. So,
calm down.
Yeah, just chill out a little bit.
Yeah.
Now, the last big thing that I want to talk about the Super Bowl, outside of our final predictions, is the Super Bowl commercials are always a big thing. Are you looking forward to any particular commercial brand of any sort, or what do you enjoy the most about those usually?
Hey, lightweight. My mother-in-law just came out and told me my hands was ashy. Without telling me my hands was ashy, she brought me some lotion. She must have been looking at the camera like, yo, them hands is shot, bro. Them elbows too? Damn.
Oh my. Oh, you got...
Like I've been elbowing bricks out this bitch, boy.
We're live, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to our channel. By the way, if you're watching, if you've not done so yet, hit like on this video. We got 5 people watching right now, so please hit the like button. I know it's not a whole lot of people, but we're just getting started here on the channel. Hopefully our fan base will grow. But we thought we'd try something new here. Maybe it's a good thing no one's watching.
Bro,
oh my
that was
God.
funny.
But no, I mean, I always think the Doritos commercials are pretty
I love
decent.
the
The
Doritos
Budweiser commercials with the Clydesdales are always patriotic, at least. Now, I don't know.
I've seen live pictures or live shots of the Clydesdales in Vegas. They shot a commercial down there.
Oh, on the strip. That makes some sense.
That's
yeah,
gonna be cool.
Yep.
Yeah.
I think for a lot of people, though, I think that's what the Super Bowl is. It's half of the game, but a lot of people tune in for the commercials because they're always over the top.
Oh yeah, but you know what? They've sucked the last few years. Everything has.
It feels
This
like
year
they've not
feels
put a lot of
different.
money into it or a lot of effort.
Yeah, but this
I
year
get it.
feels different.
I think it's because a lot of them probably will be shot in Vegas. Speaking of which, what do you think about Gronk in the kick this year? You think he'll make it this time around?
So refresh me. I don't know exactly the whole story.
So was it?
I know he
year
missed
did it?
something last year or the year before or something like that.
So it's like a kick. I want to say it's for like $1 million. I should probably pull this
For like a
up while
charity
I
or
see.
something
I
like
think
that.
it's on FanDuel,
I think so. I think that's what it's for.
and that's why I ended up
Well, he's
doing
not.
FanDuel.
Yeah.
Well, he's not a kicker, so I don't.
He's not, and that's what he said too. He goes, "I'm not."
It's like watching.
kicker."
It's like watching Rich Eisen run the 40 in the combine. It's like, do you expect him to be as fast as? No, he's of course not.
No.
No, I think his numbers have improved over the years.
Mhm.
Good on Rich. I mean, he's better than I could do. I guarantee you. But I mean, he's not a kicker.
He's
I, mean,
better
I
than
don't
me.
know.
I'm gonna tell you that.
I imagine the distance on this kick is decently long too.
Probably.
So I mean, who knows? Maybe he will. I mean,
Hey, he's been practicing.
yeah. Is that gonna be a commercial or just something they do?
It's supposed to be one of those live commercials. Do you remember they did it? the one
Yeah.
time?
Okay,
So
okay.
this is gonna be another one. It's a live commercial.
I mean, I'm not a big New England fan or a Gronk fan, but at least
Gronk wasn't that bad.
he wasn't that bad. Yeah,
Gronk was a hell of a tight end. Plus, he
Gronk
was
was-
huge.
yeah.
Huge.
Plus, he
No.
tried to wrestle.
Yeah,
Well, I
he
didn't.
do that.
If I said he was a bad tight end, I didn't mean that. I just meant
No. You didn't say that. You just
Oh,
said
okay.
personally, you just didn't like him
Sorry.
because of where he was.
Yeah. Well, I'm sorry. I got to looking at our comment section because we got our first comment, by the way, from my sister. Just so you know, she says movie trailers are usually the best, but the others have been trash lately. So, I agree with her.
Yeah,
Actually.
she's right. She's right. I will give her that.
Yeah, I mean, and that's kind of where I'm leaning next because that's my favorite, and I think she knows that is movie trailers are my favorite commercial in the Super Bowl.
Mhm.
And I know this year there's a bunch of them. I think Twisters is releasing a trailer, Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes, and my personal favorite, Deadpool 3. I'm looking forward to seeing that. Now, I'm sure they won't re-releasing the entire trailer in the commercial, but it'll be like, go check this out full online, you know.
Mhm.
So I'm looking forward to that. And if they do drop a Deadpool trailer, I plan on doing a reaction video to that, probably dropping it on Monday or so. So check out the channel for that. So thank you for the comment, Andrea. I appreciate that very, very much.
We also have a comment on your Facebook
yeah?
from Seth. He says, "Yo," and we all know who's going to win tomorrow.
Oh, yeah? Did he say who?
No, he didn't.
Oh,
You know how Seth
he
is,
probably means Kansas City because the script is written for the no, I don't know. But I mean, I at the end of the day, I'm hoping for a good game. That's all I really care about. Although there's going to be a small part of me, no offense to my sister, because she's a big Kansas City Chiefs fan. But I'm hoping for maybe the one time I would root for a blowout in the Super Bowl is if the Kansas City Chiefs get blown out by the 49ers. But that's just me. That's
my personal thing.
Yeah, and she also sent in another super chat that says, "Duh, of course they're your favorite. Deadpool 3 trailer will be awesome regardless." I'm pretty sure that's going to be the case for Deadpool 3. So yeah, I mean, movie trailers outstanding. What can I say? I love my movie trailers and my movies. Obviously, that's what most of my channel is about.
I wonder if we'll get any new gaming trailers too. Probably.
Yeah. Very possible. I don't know any big games coming out in the next.
It's probably going to be
months from now.
Fortnite releasing something new.
Yeah, well, I know. I think
they got that collab with Disney. I know that.
Yeah, I think they just announced something about that, if I'm not mistaken.
Seth also says the 49ers by 3.
Okay, really? Nice. Well, I mean, that's very possible. I mean, I expect a close game. I mean, if it's not a close game, I'm going to be a little stunned. But then again, the Niners got down pretty bad against the Lions, and they came back to win it. So you just never can tell how these things are going to go. But
I mean,
still mad the Lions didn't go.
Yeah, I know. I was really rooting for.
I was kind of rooting for them too. Just shoot, even my sister was rooting for the Lions. But anyway, so I guess final predictions. I'm going to go with I'm going to say the Chiefs, even though I don't necessarily want that for myself personally, but I'm going to say the Chiefs are going to win this game.
The only way I'll be happy
by at least 7. What's that?
The only way I'll be happy is if the Chiefs win 23-17. But that's the only way I'll be happy.
You got a you got a stake in that, or why?
Nope.
Nope. Just 23-7. Yeah, 17. Okay.
No, I'm gonna go with the 49ers. I think it'll be a close game, but
I see what you're saying. If your prediction's right, I got you. Never mind. Sorry.
Right. I say 49ers.
Okay. I mean, I'm pulling for the 49ers. Sorry, sis. But I am. By the way, she also sent in one more chat or comment as well. Can you do a reaction video for Oppenheimer? This comes from her husband, John, my brother-in-law. She's just going to blow up the comment section. I got this feeling, which I appreciate. Don't get me wrong. Didn't expect comments at all. But I might do a review or I'll tell you what. I may not do a reaction video to the trailer for Oppenheimer because it's been out already. But once I watch it, I'll do a review. I'll do that. How about that? So one more comment, and then we'll move on to the final portion of our show here. Miranda, or she said, interesting take, Miranda, hoping for a Chiefs win. So appreciate that. Thank you very much. Yeah. All right, so let's move on past the game. Let's talk a little bit about the future of what we got kind of going on. We've all kind of come together and to decide to do this again, but I think we all have our own individual ideas of kind of what we want to do for ourselves individually, and we've got something brewing that we kind of want to do together. I'll start off first to kind of give them an idea of where I'm kind of going with this, and they can kind of explain too. Obviously, my YouTube channel is going under a bit of a rehaul, so to speak, a bit of a reboot, to use a movie term, I suppose. I'm pretty much going to be doing some of the same things now. The reason why I stopped doing YouTube the first couple times I ended up quitting for a while was because, to be quite honest with you, I got completely burnt out. I was doing a lot of videos daily, and I was putting a lot of pressure on myself to put the videos out every single day. And sometimes 4 videos or more a day, and then you had to do long reviews for wrestling shows and things like that. So I got completely just smoked. So I just decided to take some time off and recharge. I still want to do it. I still get the itch to do it, and I like doing it. But I want to do videos more of, when I feel like there's something to discuss, that's when I'll do it. I just ain't going to put the pressure on myself to do it every single day. So I do want to do movies, reviews, trailer reactions, movie reviews. I want to talk about the Indianapolis Colts, a little bit of the NFL in general, but mostly on the Colts. I like to talk pro wrestling, but I'll probably do those in more short form, maybe like minute-long videos, those YouTube shorts that everybody's doing nowadays. And I'd also like to do some gaming with Brandon or Miranda if she wants to as well, or maybe we'll get a bunch of other people. I'd like to get people that we work with to kind of come around, do some shows with us as well. We can get their setups figured out. We'd love to do some gaming, and still like to talk about my Funko stuff and maybe delve into a little politics here and there if there's something to react to. I don't plan on doing it very much. It's going to be a very small part of my channel, I would say, because I really don't like doing all that stuff publicly necessarily. But I mean, I don't mind to talk about it here and there. If it's like we're going to get into here in a little bit when we start talking about our podcast coming up, which I'll probably do some more about it there than anywhere else. But that's just kind of where I'm going with my channel. Now I know Brandon and Miranda have also got some of their own ideas. Let's start with Brandon real quick. He's got an idea for his own stuff, and it's labeled The Lost Cartel. What do you think about that sort of thing with your stuff?
This for me is like an outlet for me to just kind of do a lot of the things that like I wanted to do the first time around. I play video games a lot, but I do it with, some friends from work, but sometimes with my boys. So this is kind of like that little platform for that, but also uh, we talk about a lot of stuff at work. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And a lot of those conversations are just hilarious. You know, they always spin out of control. So for
Random stuff
me,
too.
yeah. So for me, that's kind of what I want to do: facilitate those things into these little moments for anybody who's at work. You know, deals with the stress of that goes with that. But you have these moments where you're just sitting around shooting the breeze, and you just get into these conversations. And I want to take that and turn it into, just conversations. Like that's what this is for me, is just a conversational platform where you could just sit down and just talk, shoot the shit, see what's up. Damn, that door is loud.
Yep.
Well, I think you mentioned maybe even doing like some reactions and stuff.
Yes, and I want to do some reaction videos. I love watching reaction videos, so I want to start doing reaction videos. What did he say? When is session 4 of The Boys coming? Or season 4?
Oh, season 4 of The Boys? Oh,
Ask Jamie.
He's going to think I'm crazy, but I'm not saying a single episode of that series. I need to watch it.
That's the thing.
I'm looking forward to it.
That's part of the reason why I want to do this, because I want to do reactions to certain things. Like, I love watching Twisted Metal. It was great. But now this is going to be the reason why I sit down and watch all of it and then talk about it. Miranda turned me onto this show called Poker Face, and I didn't think I would like it.
My Poker Face, that one?
From episode, episode 1, I was hooked. Now we're
She's a bullshit detector.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
It's awesome. But this is also what I want to use this for, is to talk about shit like this. Now, not so much movie reviews, but I will gladly join you on those.
Yeah, I was gonna say you can join mine for that anytime.
But this will give me a reason to watch these shows, and then also I want to react to anime stuff. I'm a big fan of anime. I'm trying to get my wife involved in that, but my boys got involved with anime. Jaden and Jackson both, and so this will be an opportunity for me to sit down with them to talk about that stuff. My boys are into video games. Jaden is into some very interesting stuff with video games and
building
animation for video games. Like, so, sit down and talk to him about, that stuff. But what I envision for myself, and even Miranda, we talk about a lot of stuff, and I want to just sit down and have conversations. So that's what I want. Another good thing I want to do is with the Lost Cartel, because it's going to be one of these things where, like, I involve a lot of other people, and a lot of those people are the guys that, since we play D&D now, and I'm so glad that you decided to do this and play. But Miranda's going to join us as well. My boys have already played with us, and then we have our other friends, like Seth being one of them, to sit down and talk about that, rehash past stuff we did, and what was going through your mind when Matt decided to go stab a wall that he shouldn't have touched. or the first game we played, Seth almost dies and Matt just pisses in a fountain because
D&D. For some reason, when you said that, I thought he literally did it at work or something.
Wow.
This is the stuff you want on your show.
Yes.
Yeah.
I bring the gold, okay?
Yeah.
So,
yes.
But that's what I'm aiming for with the Lost Cartel. Conversations, funny stories, funny childhood stories. I got a million of those. I have stories from Larry at work, some of the jokes he told me, but some of the stories and the stuff he's done, it's funny to me. You know what I mean? And I just want to be able to share all that stuff.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I don't know if that last part there with me would qualify, but my sister sends in another comment, says, I think there should be a monthly blooper video on your guys' show.
Yeah,
for sure.
We could probably do weekly.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I've got a few from back in the day when I was doing YouTube more often, and then actually we kind of had one a while ago. A little bit was kind of a blooper, so I may try to put a compilation out whenever I get enough to fill a video.
Yeah.
So that might happen for sure.
Yeah.
So with that being said, let's move into let's see what Miranda kind of thinks about Heard now. Before we move on, though, Brandon, where was you wanting to do that? Mostly on Rumble, I think, possibly.
Yeah, mostly on Rumble. I'm going to at some point, because I gave my old YouTube channel to my son. He's been gaming, and you know, he got some Spider-Man videos when Spider-Man came out, and he was having a blast. So I gave him my channel. So eventually, I'll just make another one, and that's where that'll go there. But for the time being, it will be on my Rumble and X and maybe Facebook.
Okay. Well, just so everybody knows, the links to everything is in the description of this video, and they will be whenever this live stream's done. I'll make sure they're in there if they're not already. But with that being said, Miranda, what are you thinking with everything that you're going on?
Well, everything Brandon said, but the Dragon's Den's gonna get political, and we're gonna talk about anything and everything.
That's where I'd rather do it. Something
yeah.
like on your because it's your focus.
Yep. So I started a Substack. Well, let's back up. I quit my job. Started a small side business, and now we're going to turn it into a podcast and more of a business.
Yep, a bigger business. And then this will also go along with that journey of us taking this little side project into a bigger thing. So as we grow, it grows.
Again, Rumble. I mean, I don't know if you can post videos on Substack or well. I know you talked about your Rumble. You can. Okay.
Yeah.
And we'll probably eventually update this to where all the streams will be going to all these different locations. I know right now we're on my Facebook, my Twitter, and my X and YouTube. But it will expand.
My X like that, it sounds.
Yeah, that is weird. But anyway, I'm on X. I'm still getting used to calling it X. I could be like Trump and talk with my hands like it's the most bigly YouTube channel ever. But,
or the Chris Rock thing where you're like this, your fingers are all.
Now, why the heck is it on my? Anyway, terrible Chris Rock impression.
Yeah, don't ever do that again.
But yeah, that's kind of our individual aspirations, which again, you're going to see us probably pop in and out of each other's channels.
Yeah.
But go ahead.
I was going to say, I accidentally got 1,600 views on a TikTok the other day. So,
oh my God.
I might be a TikTok comedian.
That TikTok was hilarious, though.
And hopefully, it was great. Hopefully, all that extra exposure too from everybody's individual ones will hopefully drive to each other's channels as well. And hopefully that'll help us grow. So that being said, I don't know. Maybe we can talk a little bit about here how often we're going to do it. We'll probably do it as much as we can, but we've also got the podcast. It's something that we want to do together as often as possible. There may be times where one of us can't be on the show or whatever due to, visiting family or whatever it might be. Something.
And I also want to have guests on this one.
Yes, and I would love to have this is the show where I think we probably have the most guests than anything, maybe. But I mean, like I said, it could happen on anything that we. If anybody
but this one for sure, primarily that
I mean, obviously people we know or whatever. I mean, at least especially to start out. But I mean.
Well, I can't just get Trump on.
Right. And some people like that, some people wouldn't like that. But
you aiming high, brother.
But yeah, I mean, I don't know. This show is going to be pretty much anything goes. I think, from the way I understand it, like we can talk about anything and everything. There may be some politics on here. There may not be. It could be randomly looking at some random TikTok video that Brandon pulls up on his phone, or
it could be anything.
I mean, we're just going to shoot the breeze and have a good time.
Or that video that I sent you earlier was talking about. It could be.
We're going to get into we're going to get into that too here in just a minute. And before we do, we'll give you a little bit of an example, kind of what could be on the show. But before we do that, I guess my brother-in-law had another question. What do you think about the potential of Chat GPT and or other LLM programs? I don't I don't know. I mean,
for me,
why don't you? I'll think of something.
There's some cool things you can do with this stuff, right? Genuinely, there are some cool things, but then you have that other side to it. Not too long ago, I think it was Sports Illustrated had put out a I don't know if it was like it was a magazine, but they had a bunch of editors reviewing something or other. Come to find out, none of them are real. They were all AI generated chat GPT stuff, but they were passing them off as the real people. So just like with everything, technology wise, there's a good side and there's a bad side to it. The good side, I mean, if you look at TikTok, there is a crap ton of content on there that is AI generated. What the hell?
He's washing it.
It's the ice. It's like,
It's the ice thing.
Oh, the ice machine. I thought somebody dropped some dishes or something. But anyway, as you were saying.
But there's a good side to it and there's a bad side to it. The content you enjoy that you get from it, awesome. You know what I mean? And you got to be careful. You know, I enjoy it. I enjoy some of the random comments you get from Chat GPT. Like that's hilarious. But like I said, the flip side to that is, if used for good, great. Good use for entertainment, great.
It's already on Bing. You can't make it do certain things. Like I wanted it to do Trump, and it gave me a warning and said if I asked it to make it again, I was going to lose access.
Oh wow, really?
And it was just like a Trump themed. It wasn't anything horrible.
Yeah, and see that's where I that's where I start to have problems with things. It's like, okay, it's okay for one side, it's not for the other. I mean, whether you agree with them or not, I mean, I think that's a little extreme. I mean, and they always want to talk about how, and not to get too political right now, but they always want to talk about how the right's fascist and authoritarian, but yet the right's not the one censoring folks. So, I mean, but again, Chat GPT in general, it's just kind of like, I mean, I know a lot of students are like using it to help them write their book reports and stuff in school. To me, that's cheating as all hell.
Yeah, like I don't see how that's
you
fair. You essentially got an AI to finish a book for you, or a project for you.
But then again, I mean, I use
there's
like
pros and cons to it.
Yeah, I mean, I use things like that to help make these logos and stuff.
Exactly,
so, but I'm not cheating on a test with this.
It depends on. I can't even say what you use it for, because like, again, you could have a project with where you have to use the assistance of a Chat GPT situation, and that's all good and dandy. But if you get the thing to write the whole thing for you, and then you have two or three other people, and it's the same thing, who's right, who's wrong? Do they all fail because of it? You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, with any new technology, it's going to take time to, for it to be implemented properly. I mean, look at electric cars; we're still having issues with those. I mean, it is going to take time, but not to say that those types of inventions and things like that are not, worthy of being used and all this sort of stuff. It's just it's got to get to the point where it's, more, I guess, manageable.
It's the same thing with VR. You got to think.
VR I'm still not
used in a lot of great ways. Virtual vacations, virtual concerts, virtual football games or basketball games, baseball games. It can be used for good things, but then there's a flip side to that. There's a dark side to that. Just like with anything, there's a dark side to the internet. You know what I mean?
Well, what was that guy or what was it that was just put out? Was it the new Microsoft product, Apple like Vision or something like that?
Yeah.
I think that's what it was called. But there was like videos of the guy, people wearing this at like basketball games. He looked like a complete moron standing up with this VR headset. And one guy was even, I think, driving a self-driving Tesla truck, but he wasn't driving the truck. He was playing on his VR while the truck was driving itself. It's like, that can't be safe, I would think.
I mean,
so there's things that,
it's like drones. There's some guys with drones that has this whole VR headset thing, and they fly this drone without even looking at it. You know what I mean? They just go from. It depends, dude. Like, you could see the practical applications for something like that. In a rescue situation where a house is on fire, you're sending a drone in to see if there's more, something you could do, or even like the military you could use it for, or all kinds of things. Like, earthquakes, building collapses, you can send a drone or a robot in, but you don't physically have to go in, but you can locate where this situation is to then send your people there. You know what I mean? I can see the practical uses for a lot of it, but like I said, with everything, no matter what it is, you can use it for good and you can use it for bad.
I was about to mention.
Depends on what it's applied for.
Well, I was about to mention, let's just use guns as an example. I mean, you could
Perfect
use it for
example.
good things. You could use it for bad things. I mean,
Yeah.
anything can be twisted. Unfortunately, humans are sinful by nature. They're evil at times. I mean, they can take anything and turn it and make it bad. So hopefully it'll be used for good. I mean, I see actually it could be a good practical use for, like, say, movie writing, like script writing and things like that. So what's that say?
Says 10 more years and it would be either Ready Player One or Black Mirrors.
Yeah, I mean, Ready Player One, I think, is something that they're definitely trying to.
But there was a bad side to that thing too. So
Yeah.
I mean, I understand the appeal there because nobody likes their regular life a lot of times.
You know how fun it would be to play
So-
like Mario Brothers, but you're like Mario in that aspect, and you're legit. Just,
I don't know if I can stand being chased by a Koopa.
brother. I'll tell you
That's
right
why
now,
I'm building my moat, Brandon.
Yeah. Hey, say what you want.
Nobody getting in. And
Look,
we're just
say
gonna
what
live
you
here
want about that crazy mode idea. I actually think that got some merit to it. I mean,
some
first of
gators
all,
in that
turn it
bitch?
into a wildlife preserve. You know, I mean,
Yeah.
perfect.
no.
Yes, Eric.
I've been fighting off this whole cow, donkey, ducks. We almost got ducks, Eric. Did I tell you about that?
8 of them.
Ducks.
Well, I know she's been pushing for a cow for a long time.
Bro, and then at work the other day, dude tried to give me a goat. I was like, bro, you know, lamb.
Who had a goat
Lamb.
giveaway?
Lamb.
It was a lamb.
He's like,
lamb.
is it already dead? He was like, is
yeah.
it cut
I said,
up? How much is it?
Like, what are we doing?
He's
So
saying,
got
"Hey,
chops, and he was like,
good eating
nah,
right
it's
there."
a whole ass lamb. I said, nah, you can keep it, big dog. You
Oh
got
my
it.
God.
That's okay. Keith got rid of all his goats because the cows kept letting them out.
That would be a problem.
Yeah.
I would
He was
think.
chasing goats 3:30 in the morning.
Said, put me in a nursing home, jab me with an IV, and put me in the matrix.
Well, I mean, there is a analogy going around out there of, you know, how people who, you know, don't see the truth are still living in the matrix and being red pilled once you start seeing things from a different perspective. I've used that many of my posts as well. So I mean, it is something that
speaking
the
of red
movie was ahead of
pill.
its time.
Speaking of red pilled, I have another video that I need to send you.
Okay.
Oh Lord Jesus.
Well, this is yeah.
We can wait to play it on the Dragon's Den,
Okay.
or
Let's
we
do that.
can record it and post it on the Dragon's Den.
Okay. Yeah. Well, we'll
I'll
definitely
send it
talk.
to you.
But
Yeah, I'll
this
send it
is
to
kind
you.
of a preview of what our
Yeah.
channel or our podcast could be about, and, you know, so we could be talking about
Yeah.
just any random things. But there was something that Miranda kind of wanted to kind of give you an idea what we're maybe going to be talking about on the show here. Is she was sent this I guess post on True Social. It was about a Colorado sheriff was talking about how
No, this is Ohio.
Ohio. My bad. Sorry. Okay,
Mhm.
Ohio. It was talking about other things. Okay, but anyway, was talking about how, you know, it could be kind of dangerous times ahead, so everybody needs to be prepared. So let's just kind of check this out and see what he has to say. All right, but let me know if you can't hear it. I think it'll work.
Doors.
That's good.
We'll start it all with, my name is Rick Jones. I'm the Butler County Sheriff, Butler County, Ohio. I just came back from a national sheriff's training in DC 2 days ago. We were briefed by the FBI director, Ray, the director of the FBI, and several federal agencies. There's 3,300 sheriffs in the United States. The President of the United States refuses to meet with the sheriffs of the 3,300. We have a hierarchy. We have a president. We have a vice president. President of the United States refuses to meet with the sheriffs. He also refuses to meet with the police chiefs of the United States. They have a hierarchy also. He refuses to meet with them to talk about border issues or talk about crime that's going on because of the border issue. We were also told by Mr. Ray, the FBI director, that there are more red flags going off now than before 9/11. Okay? When I say red flags, meaning people that are here in this country that are wanting to do harm to us. We were also explained we're bombing 2 countries right now. 2 countries. These people do not like us before this started. There's thousands of people here from other countries, 160 different countries. They're here not to be our friends. Some of them are coming because they're wanting to come here to the best country in the world, the way we see it. Some are coming here to do harm to us. And we were told by the FBI director, it's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when. We were also told 5 sheriffs went to Israel 5 weeks after the attack. The only thing that saved the Israelis.
Okay, that's where the video cuts off. But I think that, I mean, this is the sort of conversation we want to be able to have. I mean, not everything's going to be political. I want to put that up there out front. But like Miranda said on, the Dragon's Den, her channel especially, and things like that, probably more about that. But so exactly, you said it was a sheriff from Ohio. Is that what you heard?
Yeah.
Okay. Obviously, look, I understand the border is a hot button topic. I think especially people on the right, their biggest concern is safety. It's not that the right or Trump in particular does not want immigrants in this country. It's not that at all.
We need them.
Yeah. There's nothing wrong with immigrants coming as long as they're legal. That is the thing that the right has been preaching forever. The left seems not. I'm not saying that everybody on the left, because that's not true.
No.
Everybody, but some people on the left, I should say, just want them to come in without any sort of vetting or anything, whatever. Not everybody, because I'm sure there are people on the left who are concerned about safety as well. But it seems like those on the left just kind of, especially some of those people in power, like President Biden, don't want to have much restrictions. They say they do, but they really, when they're going to court to kind of sue Texas to cut razor wire to let people in. I know they say it's about helping people who are drowning and they can't get to them and stuff. But the problem is the report of that family who drowned or whatever, they were dead before they even knew they were there, from what I understand. So it wasn't about saving their lives. So it's a tug and pull right now, and I understand it. But at the same time, it's more about safety, because when he's talking about red flags all over the country, that means terrorism is going to be a thing. And unfortunately, we've got to be prepared. Buy guns, buy ammo, buy food, in my opinion, and be as safe as you can, and watch your back when you go out. You guys got any other thoughts?
Well, it's the Biden administration inviting them to come over this way. Why should they have to wade through the freaking water to come over? Come over the right way. You won't have to put your family in harm's way. It's not the families that are doing it. It's the cartel. It's the human traffickers. Those are the people that are trying to come over here right now through the open border. They're not trying to do it the right way.
Yeah,
they never would.
And I mean, obviously, asylum seekers, if they're seeking true asylum, but a lot of them are just saying they are, and that's the thing.
Yeah,
and they have to be able to distinguish whether or not it's a true asylum claim or if it's just someone using it as an excuse to get in here illegally to bring drugs, traffic children, whatever it might be. I know that's considered a conspiracy theory too, but it's not really.
That's a real issue.
A real issue. Yeah, it's a real issue. But anyway, that's a little bit of a taste of what the show could be. I don't want to focus on it too much here. But because let's be honest, politics can be very depressing and it's very divisive and very controversial.
Okay, well, to break that up, I'm sorry.
Seth's like, none of that stuff.
Seth goes, that dude looks like the mayor in Fairly Odd Parents. And like once he said it, I looked at him. He's right.
Yeah.
He looks like Doug
Dimmadome.
Crap, the guy from Walker, Texas Ranger.
Oh,
well, yeah.
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 Anyway, yeah.
He's a stereotypical sheriff, is what he is.
He got a mustache, cowboy hat.
Yeah. So we will be talking about some of those things here and there, but like I said, probably mostly on the Den. But Seth, the podcast itself will be a little.
I want you to hold all this stuff. You know what? We're gonna have you on the show.
Yeah, I want to hear Seth's take on some of this. You got to get on here, brother. Yeah, this could be fun. But I can't end the stream without doing one more comment from my niece. Apparently, she said she got her ears pierced. She is 8 years old, so it's cool to see. So
I'm glad
I hope you're not too sore, and I hope you're doing okay, sweetie.
Yes, I hope you're doing good. See, like we talked about this too, like a couple weeks ago. I asked Jackson if he wanted to get his ears pierced. He said, yeah. And I look at Anaya and I go, you want your ears pierced? And now I know a lot of people, once the baby's a little older, they get it done early. My sister, that's how my sister got hers done. I did not. I got mine done like when I was 15. Yeah, I was like 15.
I bet you cried, didn't you?
Yeah, I did. I took it like a man. I got tattoos. What you talking about, fam? I'm a dog.
I got mine done when I was like 2.
All right, whatever, champ.
A lot of
But that's what I mean.
A lot of people get them done real early.
Yeah, when they're younger. And I thought about it, and I go, Jackson, he would do it, but the moment that needle hit his ear, he would only get one done. But he would only do it if Anaya would do it. And if Anaya
but Anaya don't want it.
No. If Anaya, and I know damn well Jaden ain't gonna do it. He wants a tattoo.
I ain't about none of that stuff.
I told him he turns 16. If he wants one, we'll go get one.
Let's be honest. You think a tattoo or ear piercing would look good on me? I don't think so.
You should.
Oh, wait a minute. Hold on.
You got the perfect skin for a tattoo. You pale as shit.
What's that supposed to mean?
I have a
Some
question
racist stuff?
That's just me being honest. I'm making an observation at this point.
Is it because I'm white? No, I'm just kidding.
Yes.
I have a question.
Yeah.
What?
Eric, are you going to be in town on the 23rd of March?
I'd have to check. Hold on. Oh, maybe. Why?
Well, Jaden turned 16 March 14th.
Mm-hmm.
The Indianapolis Comic Convention is the weekend of the 23rd.
Oh yeah.
I should be around on the 23rd. Yeah.
You want to go to the? Want to go to the comic?
You want to go to the convention?
Where's it at, Indy?
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely. Then yeah, I'm in. All right.
We can either go up Friday night and
Do
stay.
you want to go?
Making plans right here on the channel.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm down for anything comic related. So
Maybe we can cover some stuff live or something.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we can
we
do
always-
some live from there.
always take a GoPro or phone, whatever.
Yeah.
We could do whatever we can do. Maybe edit a cool highlight reel and post it.
Yeah, your GoPro's still at my house in my bedroom. Don't worry about the video on it. I just need you to edit it for me.
Hey. No.
Appreciate it.
You know what? No, we're not doing that. Well, that's a good place to end this stream. So why don't we all just say goodbye? And where can we find you guys online? Anything you guys want to plug?
Again, you look for the YouTube, my YouTube, the Lost Cartel here, showing Rumble and X also.
What about you,
For
Miranda?
right now, the Dragon's Den on Facebook or Miranda on Facebook.
Okay. And of course, you can find me right here on my YouTube channel and on Twitter. You can find me at both by searching Eric JEL, one word, ERICJEL, one word. So, all right, until our next video, guys, thank you very much for watching. If you've not done so, please hit that like, please hit the subscribe. And until our next video, guys, God bless you. Take care.
Good night.